Hey everyone, Chief Meteorologist Melissa Frey here from Alaska's news source, First Alert Weather Center. I want to make sure that you are up to date on all the changes coming to Alaska this week. It's Alaska, it's winter, we expect extreme weather, and we're normally pretty prepared for it, right? But I want to make sure that you're not caught off guard by a couple big changes that are going to happen over this next week, from really one extreme to the other. So thank you for joining me here tonight. We're going to hopefully get you all up to speed on the forecast. If you are watching on Facebook, hey, hop in the comments. Let me know, where are you watching from? What's the weather like where you are? And always let me know if you have any weather questions specifically about your area. And hopefully I'll be able to get to those answers here as we go through the forecast. So we have First Alert weather days in effect for both the interior and for Southeast. And again, this is something that's new to Alaska. First Alert weather day is really our way to say, hey, there's something significant or unusual coming to your community, something that you may need to be prepared for to stay safe, or something that you should just have a heads up is coming. So again, that is the goal. And for the interior, we've added a First Alert weather day for tomorrow. And the reason is because temperatures are going to drop significantly. It's going to be the first time this season that we will see temperatures dropping as low as 20 below zero. Again, not unusual at all for the interior, especially this time of year, but it is the first time, so I do not want you to be caught off guard. Now for Southeast, heavy rain is going to become heavy snow. That is going to happen on Monday, so an early heads up for you that again, we're going to see a major change from the warm, wet conditions that we've been seeing most of this season. It's only we've only seen an inch of snow so far this year in Juneau. And that is going to change pretty dramatically as we head into early next week. And then for South Central, gosh, what a mess of weather we have seen over the past week with a lot of freezing rain. Now 2 days with schools canceled because of icy roads. People are in Anchorage and Alaska this time of year because they want to see snow, not because they want to see rain or freezing rain. And it's pretty dangerous out there. So we are going to see again a transition to colder temperatures on the way, but first, still seeing a little more freezing rain and light snow tonight. So I will keep you again up to date on those conditions. So looking at how much temperatures have already changed, we've been talking about that cold air moving in. Look at Fairbanks, down 29 degrees from this time last night. McGrath, you're down 37 degrees from this time last night. So that cold air is beginning to make its way into the interior. And we have a number of weather alerts in effect, everything from blizzard warnings to winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, winter storm watches in effect. That is from a combination of heavy snow for some areas, high wind for others, and for many a combination of high wind and cold air, creating very dangerous wind chill values. So I'm going to break down these impacts for you, starting with South Central. We do still have a winter weather advisory in effect for Palmer, Wasilla, all the areas there south of Houston, all the way into Anchorage. Now, we have been dealing with light freezing rain for most of the day. It is the reason that schools were canceled. If you were watching the news or my forecast yesterday, you heard me say that temperatures were going to drop and that we would see chances for light snow today. Well, the moisture is here, but those temperatures are still holding right at about that freezing mark, not only at the ground, which matters, but a little bit higher up. So what we have right now is snow falling from the clouds. You can see the radar is indicating that it is all snow across South Central. Not seeing any rain showing up on the map at this point, but there's just this very thin layer of warm air just above the surface that's thick enough and barely warm enough to melt those raindrops right before they hit the ground. And so we've been seeing kind of that freezing drizzle on and off for most of the day, and that is what is creating those slick road conditions. But I've been waiting for this additional band of moisture to push in here this evening, which is slowly beginning to move in here from the north. You can see just looking at the radar that those snow showers are beginning to increase as you head into the southern areas of the valley and into Anchorage. So I do anticipate that we'll see chances for a little additional light snow as we head overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. That is again for the areas that you see here highlighted in purple. So looking ahead at the timing of this, see how that snow moves into the Anchorage Bowl. We're also seeing light snow out the Matanuska Valley into the Copper River Basin. Chances for some light snow into the Portage Valley area, Girdwood, Seward, even still seeing chances for a little wintry mix, and more of that wintry mix as you move across Prince William Sound. But I notice as we move into the second half of the day Friday, all of that moisture shifts to the east, clearing conditions with actually some strong north winds that will move in the second half of the day tomorrow. This area of low pressure brings a lot of that energy to southeast. That's why we're going to see heavy rain there from Friday into Saturday, and eventually that transition to snow. But south central not done with the storm just yet. As that area of low pressure pushes back to the west and south, we see one more chance for some snow swinging through. So looking at those snowfall totals, anywhere from a dusting to as much as 2 inches from the southern edge of the valley into Anchorage. And as you move out closer to Girdwood, again, as you move into the Glen Allen area, more than 3 inches likely for you, closer to 4 inches in Valdez. But I want you to watch this as we head through Saturday night into Sunday. See how those colors start to change and those numbers start to go up again. We see one more round of snow. Valdez, be ready for that snow on Sunday. Cordova, you'll see it as well. And Anchorage will get one more chance for a little light snow. Now, for anyone who is hoping to hit the slopes, anyone waiting for that good snowfall after the ski resorts have opened, this is some good news for you. Again, Saturday night into Sunday, I will see one more chance for that swinging through, especially those higher elevations at the ski resorts, seeing chances for some snow. And again, we'll even see that chance for a little bit of that as we head overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. So tomorrow for South Central, again, a couple things to note. We have that freezing rain and light snow that we're still seeing tonight into tomorrow morning, but temperatures will drop tomorrow back below freezing. High temperature tomorrow in Anchorage, 24 degrees, 23 in Wasilla, 26 in Kenai, just barely above in Homer and Seward at 34, 35 in Whittier. So again, you can see those temperatures, they are coming down. The other thing I want you to be prepared for is late Friday into Saturday. The winds are going to start to increase. We will see some gusty winds, 30 to 45 miles per hour, especially from Anchorage into the valley. So be prepared for that as well. As we look ahead to the next 7-day stretch, that cold air really setting in as we head into early next week. Again, we get that one more chance for some light snow Sunday, but then those temperatures are down to the single digits, even potentially dropping below zero once we get into the middle part of next week. So this will be the coldest air that we have seen so far this season. Thanks to all of you who are chiming in here on Facebook. Hello to you, Charlie there in Norvik. Hughes, 30 below zero. Thanks for chiming in. Feels like 28 for you, Charlie there in Norvik. I believe it, and it's going to get even colder. Hello to you, Mary in Mountain View. Yep, get ready for that cold air. It's moving in. Hi, Terry in Fairbanks. I'll have that forecast for you coming up. I do want to show you the impacts for Southeast. If anyone's joining from Southeast, again, a big change for you. It has been unseasonably warm from fall into the winter season. 1 inch of snow is all we've recorded so far in Juneau, but we're going to see that transition as we head into early next week. It's rain showers with temperatures in the 40s tomorrow. We'll see it's starting to see some snow mixing in Saturday and Sunday as temperatures do dip below freezing as we head into those overnight hours. But come Monday, that's when I expect high temperatures to also be below freezing. So that is when we'll likely see the first snow of the season, starting Monday and continuing through much of the week as temperatures continue to hold there in the 20s. So do be prepared again for incoming snow, the first of the season, also the first extended stretch with temperatures below that freezing mark. Again, that's why we have that first alert weather day in effect for you on Monday. Okay, let's get to the interior and talk about those impacts. Again, we just made it through the snow in the interior. We made it through all of that freezing rain, wind, and snow for the western side of the state. But now we have a new round of weather alerts in effect for this next round of weather. We have blizzard warnings in effect for the snow and blowing snow and the higher elevations. Again, it's really the strong wind that's prompting that warning. And then winter storm watches in effect for those blue areas. That's for that combination of wind and cold air, which is going to bring in that dangerous wind chill. So this cold Arctic air, it's really been bottled up in the Arctic, but as that jet stream drops to the south, it's going to open up the door to all of that cold air to spill south across the state of Alaska. And that is going to drop our temperatures. Again, the coldest we've seen so far this season. Once it moves in, it stays cold. not only early next week, but continuing really through the end of the week. Again, is when we'll see some of the coldest air settling in here at the ground. At the same time, we're going to get some strong north and northeasterly winds developing. Anything that you see highlighted here in red shows you where wind gusts of over 60 miles per hour are likely. So from the interior, especially for the higher elevations, all the way through that western interior, out the Yukon Valley, out the Yukon Delta, into the Kuskokwim Delta, and even into Norton Sound, we're going to see strong winds over the weekend. That combined with that cold air is going to make for some very dangerous wind chill times. Again, wind chill tells you what the temperature feels like on exposed skin. So maybe you've been getting away with leaving the gloves at home, not bringing the hat with you, not covering your face because it really hasn't been that warm. But again, that is going to change. That wind chill dropping to 48 below in Ukqiavik as we head into midday tomorrow. Fairbanks to 20 below, Kotzebue to 22 below. And you can see those frostbite times. So in Ukqiavik, you can get frostbite in as little as 5 minutes with those conditions. And it's going to continue to be more extreme all the way through the weekend. You can see those frostbite times drop to 15 minutes for Fairbanks, 20 minutes for McGrath. In Anchorage, not seeing the extreme frostbite concern unless you're out for an extended period of time, 30 minutes or so. But you can see the wind chill even in Anchorage dropping to 14 below as we head into this weekend. And again, this isn't the coldest air. The coldest air is going to move in once we get into the middle part of next week. So please take this seriously. Again, Alaskans, we are used to cold air. It's winter. Of course it's cold, and of course there's a dangerous wind chill. Happens every year, but we haven't seen it like this yet this season. So again, maybe you've been on borrowed time, not worrying about those extra layers, and now is when you do want to start worrying about them so that you are prepared. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast for Fairbanks. Again, temperatures continue to drop as we head into early next week. First alert weather day there for Friday into Saturday, and that is because it's the first time that we will see those temperatures dropping to 20 below and colder and staying there. This is likely going to be the longest stretch of, or one of the longest stretches of temperatures at 20 below and colder that we have seen in the month of December. In fact, to find a colder week than this in the month of December, you have to go back to 2016 for Fairbanks. So this is pretty unusual for the month of December. So do be ready for it. Temperatures dropping as low as 30 below as we head into early next week. So that is the forecast. Those are the impacts. We have much more detail on our website, on our weather app. You can get all of that information there. Another live broadcast coming up with meteorologist Bailey Braun tonight at 10 p.m. to give you an update on that snow setting up overnight and what the temperatures are doing, hopefully eventually dropping below that freezing mark, because snow is much more fun than ice, right? And it's prettier too. And it would be nice if we got a little light snow to freshen things up, make it a little more in the holiday season before we see those temperatures really start to set in. So again, thank you so much to all of you for joining us. I'll continue to keep an eye here on the comments through the night, and I hope you stay safe. And again, we'll see you back here live at 10 o'clock. Have a good rest of your evening.